That's why I've got the countdown clock running today, so that I can wait for the signal to come through to Amazon Live. Hopefully it is. Yep, we have signs of life on OneStream, and OneStream is an amazing product that allows me to go live in up to 30, well, over 30 different places all at the same time. I'm just going live to Amazon Live today, but if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, then welcome. The show will go live in a minute. I'm just waiting for the signal to come through from, yes, we're on the way. Okay. At some point, this whole setup will be optimized. I can run back to the studio and, okay, I'm going to put the card, I'm going to shrink the card. Okay, so I've got sound. I just need to change the setup slightly. Let me do this and change the layout. And I'm waiting for my studio to catch up, and it is. So I'm going to change the theme and go to that theme and apply, and we're good to go. Okay, and Corinda's saying, here you are again. Yes, I go live Monday through Thursday on Amazon Live at 9 a.m. in the morning on the East Coast, and a very early 6 a.m. on Pacific Coast. And this is Lights, Camera, Action with Stephen, and we're going to be talking about webcams, audio gear, microphones, live video, which is what we're doing now, and Fitbits. And over to Corinda again. I'm just going to take one more comment from Corinda, and then I'm going to get on with the show. Right, and no, there is no Marco today. There is no Marco. It's just me. And what we discovered is that if you go live on your own, you do better on Amazon. As simple as that, apart from when I'm live with Nick, of course. So I'm going to take the card off screen now by hiding it. And there we have it. I want to switch again. Now, I'm using two cameras today. And the camera that you're actually looking at, shrink myself. Okay, the camera you're looking at there, full screen, is the OBSpot. And we'll be talking about the OBSpot. We're talking about the camera that I'm actually using. Because today, I'm using my main camera. It's the Logitech Brio, and you're looking at the Logitech Brio now. Logitech Brio is towards the top end of the Logitech cameras, and it's 4K. It's capable of 4K. It can do 1080, or as it is today, it's quite happy doing 720. Now, 720 is very friendly as far as live broadcasts are concerned, because we're not sending too much data to people's mobile phones. And you've got to consider that if somebody's on a mobile phone, that if you're out in 1080 as opposed to 720, they're going to be sent twice as much data just to see you on screen. So 720 is the resolution to broadcast. In fact, if you're using most of the live broadcasting systems, you can only broadcast on Facebook at 720. So 720 is the standard. 720 is friendly to mobile users. It's also friendly to the person sat in front of the camera. I can tell you, if it was a 4K camera, you'd see a better definition of exactly what it looked like. Now you're getting a reasonable representation. Now 720 is DVD quality, so it is high quality, and this is the quality we actually broadcast out to Amazon on. And I'm just going to shut a couple of tabs. Now, when you're live broadcasting, you should have as few tabs open as possible. Now, because I'm broadcasting solo today, the only tab I've got open is my Be.Live studio, and that means that I'm not overusing resources, and all the resources are being dedicated to this actual live broadcast and to the camera. Thing to do is, just as an aside, is before every broadcast I do, wherever I do on Amazon Live or Facebook or YouTube or Twitter or Twitch or on my website, I always switch my machine off. Okay, because whilst you're working away, programs are being run in the background that we know nothing about. Okay, and you close the program, you think it's gone, but it's not. And you use several different programs during the course of your session on your computer, be it a Windows or a Mac. Switching off closes down all the programs, and then you just start up the ones that you need. Now, when I'm doing a live broadcast, I switch my machine off, then I start up my Be.Live studio, which starts my Brio camera and my HubSpot camera, and that's it. Those are the only things that are running at the moment, are the two cameras and this Chrome web browser, which Be.Live is running in. And that's basically all that's running on my machine. So I know that I'm getting the best quality broadcast. And you can do the same. Just before you go live anyway, just switch off. Anyway, back to Logitech Brio, because we're going to have a bit of a rambling show today. Logitech Brio is now down in the carousel. And thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. If you've any questions at all about live broadcasting, then please do ask. If you just want to say hello, just say hello. I am, well, if I go here and I then go here, I'm just going to make a couple of changes, just so you know. I'm going to switch theme back to that theme, and I'm going to put an overlay on. Okay, and I'm going to put an overlay on, and I'm going to apply it. Okay. Okay, I'm broadcasting on Be.Live, for whom I work, and this is me, though, broadcasting on Amazon Live. Broadcast on Be.Live. If you do press the unmute button, you'll be able to hear what I say. I've got a story about everything that's down in the carousel. 75% of the things in the carousel I can show you because I own them. Okay, so that's important to me. This show is lights, camera, action, and I am live from England. Okay, so that's the background to the show, background to me. I've been broadcasting for 6 years. I've done over 2,000 live broadcasts. I've met hundreds of people from around the globe, and we've got a community, or several different communities, on Facebook where people gather together and help each other. And that's the other thing about Amazon Live, that the people who you see broadcasting Amazon Live formed a community, and that community is very active and supportive of all Amazon Live broadcasters. So I'd like to give a shout out to the admins of Amazon Live creators, because some of the information in there is priceless. Okay, so you're actually watching the camera. I'm going to take that off. I may bring it back later in the show. I'm going to make, just a minute, I'm going to actually make some more of those for during the show, because this one works quite well. Yeah, because it tells 4 stories in one. Okay, so if you are watching an Amazon Live, thank you to my Thursday show, and this is my 4th show on Amazon Live this week. Started on Monday with Nick, and then on Tuesday was me, Wednesday and Thursday is me, and we're live now. And we're looking at, as I take that off again, Logitech Brio camera. Okay, so giving advice about starting up. Okay, and that anything that I say in relation to live broadcasting is also in relation to Zoom. Okay, because over the last 2 years, Zoom has played a very important part in our lives, and anything that I can do broadcasting live on Amazon, you can do on Zoom. You just need the software, and we'll talk about that. If you've got any questions, then please do ask. If you've got questions about products, then please ask. If you scroll through the carousel, you'll see 37 different items today. If you've got questions about any of them, then please do ask. If you want the tech specs, then click the link, click the picture down the carousel. That will take you to the page. There you'll get all the technical specs and all the reviews. I'm going to give you my personal review of the kit during this live broadcast. For other people's reviews, just click the link and it will take you to the Amazon page. You may well see this video if you click one of the links. The beauty of Amazon Live is that whilst I'm broadcasting live now, I may appear on Amazon product pages. And that's why my good friend Ross Brand said that the best place to broadcast at the moment is Amazon Live, and I am so grateful to be here and to be talking to you. Right, we'll now get to the Brio. Okay, Brio I've had for about 18 months. It's actually physically sat on top of my monitor and it's pointing at me and I'm looking at the camera. Okay, I'll come back to that in a minute. I'm looking at the camera. It's 4K, it's 1080 and 720. We're broadcasting in 720 today, which is the standard resolution for Facebook and for Amazon Live. You can go to 1080 if you're broadcasting to YouTube. And if you are in the right group, you can go on 4K on YouTube. 4K on YouTube is possible. So I believe I might try it. I might deploy something like vMix or XSplit Broadcaster to actually do that. In fact, I will try it before I come back live next week. Camera itself is basically USB. It plugs into your PC or Mac. Your Mac or PC will recognize it straight away, and it simply works. I've had no problems with this camera at all. Now, there is a piece of software you can download, and I'm looking for it. Okay, I found it. There is a piece of software you can download. You bought the camera, okay, any Logitech camera, be it Logitech C920, which we'll look at in a minute, 922, 925, 930, or the Brio. You can download one piece of software, which is called Logitech Capture. And if you download Logitech Capture, it gives you control over the camera. You can have 3 angles, okay? You can have 90, 78, or 65. And that's the field of vision. Now, I'm on 65 today because the camera is tight on me as I'm presenting. If you want to show the full office, then you can do using Logitech Capture. I'll give you a demonstration of that. This is the functionality of the software. I'm just going over to video a minute. I'm just loading up a program. Believe me, it will be worth it because you're about to look behind the scenes at what you can do with your camera. Now, even if you've got a desktop camera, there are certain things that you can do. Okay, and whilst we're waiting for the software, we should arrive in a minute. Yep, it's arrived. Okay, and I'm waiting now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen because I can. So we're going to do a screen share. Okay, and hopefully this will work. It's not been the best of weeks, but I'm hoping that this will. Just a minute. Oh, I've got one of the, you know, I can't get the software. Just bear with me a moment. Just a minute. I'm going to move it over there. So it's actually physically on screen. Nope, it's not. It's disappeared. Oh, brilliant. Okay, I am persisting in this because I would like to show it to you. If I don't show it you now, then I will show it you later. Okay. Now, theoretically, if you stayed with me, I'd like to say thank you. I'm going to share this on screen. I'm going to switch myself off full camera. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my second camera off and go like this. Okay, I'm going to put it side by side. Okay, so this is me. Okay, and I'm on the Logitech Brio, and the bottom right hand corner, it actually says on the software, this is Logitech Brio. This software will work with any Logitech camera you have attached to your computer. I've got 2 attached. I can have 2 attached. Okay. On the first page, I can decide the angle. So I'm going to change the angle, and hopefully this will work. Okay, I'm going to change the field of vision, and I can also go, just a minute, I can change the field of vision. Okay, so that brings me nearer to the screen. I'm going to go side by side like this and go, yeah, you can now see it better. I'm going to 78 degrees, which is the setting I was on, and then I'm going to go to 90. And as I go to 90, you're seeing more and more of my office. So I'm going to come back to the 78. So we've got 3 fields of view that we can actually have on the camera. The image can be standard or widescreen, and I can zoom in, okay, and I can zoom out. Okay, so all that is controlled by the software that's the side of it. I can zoom out too far and then come back. Okay, so we've got total control because we're using the software that's to the right of me. So I can pan left, I can pan right, I can pan up, I can pan down. Okay, or tilt, in other words. That's using the software that's the side of me. And as I use this, the camera will change. Now I can change the brightness. Okay, and I'm going to be horrendous here. If I change the brightness, that is not a good look. All the settings are set to 50%, which is one back to now. I can change the contrast. Okay, I don't want to present like this, but I can change the contrast and I can go from there to there. But again, I'm going to go back to 50. Okay, now the whole idea of doing this is to actually get back to where I started. And then the color intensity, I can change the color intensities to be higher. All right, I've gone red and I'm going to go back. Hopefully I can go back on these. Anything that I'm showing you, I can actually go back on. And I can change the white balance and I'm going to switch that off. Okay, or I can restore the default. So if I make a total mess of it, then yeah, that takes care of that. So it's so simple and straightforward to use. And basically what you do is that you basically use the software to actually get the camera exactly as you want it. Now I've done that with my Logitech Brio, so I'm on screen, I'm comfortable with the way I look on screen, and I've adjusted it using the software that I just actually showed you. Software is free to download from logitech.com. There are 2 versions of it. There's Logitech Capture, which is basically fully featured software where you can actually do a whole range of things, including background removal. All of that can be done. Okay. Download the software, Logitech Capture. There's another program there as well, which I can't remember the name of, but I'll find out. Download that software and you have total control of your camera using the software. I'm just going to full screen so you can actually see it. Okay, not that one. I'm going to put the software full screen. That's what I meant to do. Come on. I don't want that camera yet. Okay, I want this one. Okay, so this is the software. You download it, top bottom right hand corner. You can see that you can control several different Brio cameras, several different Logitech cameras. You can change the brightness, the color, the contrast, the white balance, and you can auto focus if you want. And to go to the first tab, when you first go there, you have the ability to zoom, which is there, and decrease as well. You can go up, you can go down, you can go right, you can go left. You can configure this to your own preferred settings, and it will remember them till the next time you actually go to change. Okay, and that's it. So it is very important. It is very important to actually get the camera control sorted out, practice, okay, and make sure that when you're actually on camera, you're comfortable. And that's all about. If I was smaller, I wouldn't be comfortable. What I want to be is center screen, yeah, which I am roughly. And I want a bit of space above my head. I need headroom. Okay, I may have got that slightly wrong today. And this is the important thing. Whatever camera you're using, okay, you need to actually look at the camera, because if I'm looking at the camera, it's more natural. It feels as though I'm talking to you, which of course I am, but it feels, and you find a lot of people who actually, and forgive me for this, you find a lot of people who look at the screen, which means that they're talking at you rather than with you. So look at the camera, and it then appears that you're talking with someone. And this is right. Okay. When I was a lad, we didn't have, well, sorry, when I was in my 30s, we didn't have the internet. This is a learned skill. Yeah. Being comfortable on camera and being able to make proper use of looking at the camera whilst you're talking. It's not natural. It doesn't feel natural, but over time, as you practice, it will become natural. And eventually, you will do it without thinking. Now, that's not to say that you'll look at the camera all the time that you're broadcasting. It just means that when you are talking to camera, which is why it's called talking to camera, you are looking at camera. And if you watch the news shows, you'll find that the broadcasters are actually looking at camera. And if you watch other Amazon live shows, you'll find that the broadcasters are actually looking at camera. Yeah. Now, Down the Carousel is a book by my good friend Lottie Hearn. It's orange. So if you scroll the carousel, you'll see an orange book by Lottie Hearn. Lottie has written the book on camera confidence. She's a great friend. She started on live television in Hong Kong in 1992. And then in 2016, after 25 years of experience on live television, never mind live video, she wrote this, what is my go-to guide for broadcasting. And I'm just going to go back to my iPad to make sure that I'm actually still broadcasting. Okay, just a second. Yes, I'm still broadcasting. I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching on Amazon Live. And for information on Facebook, no carousel. Right, okay. Right. That's a good point, Guy. On Facebook, there is no carousel. There can't be. The carousel only appears on Amazon Live, which is why we suggest that people actually watch on Amazon Live. On Facebook and YouTube and Twitter, you can't see the carousel. But thank you for the comment, Guy. And Guy's also saying, you searched Logitech capture on Google and got the link. Amazon, share that info. Okay. Right. Well, thank you for doing that, Guy. In actual fact, that's a good point, Guy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this up on screen. Thank you for the prompt. I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to bring this up on screen. I'm going to put it full screen. Okay. If you're watching me on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, thank you. This is what the carousel is all about. The carousel that Guy has just mentioned on Facebook. So if you're on Amazon Live, thank you. Just a review. Now, basically, in this short video, and it is short, you will see what's in the carousel. So if you scroll the carousel on Amazon, this is what you will see. But I put it all into a short video using InVideo, and I'm going to bring that video full screen. Okay, I'm going to switch my microphone off, and I'm going to press play. So that is the carousel that Guy mentioned, and basically all the items that you saw in that short video, which was created on InVideo, are in the carousel somewhere. And you can go at any time during this live broadcast, click on an item in the carousel, and go to the Amazon.com page where that item is featured. You can check out all the specs. You can see people's reviews. My colleagues who live broadcast have been making reviews which are on there, and you can see all the written reviews as well. And you can also, if you like, order. But today, the Logitech Brio camera, which is down the carousel, it's the highlighted item, is 22% off. This camera is normally $199.99, but today it's 22% off. It's $156.98. It is a very reliable camera. It does what it says on the tin, which is a famous saying, which is certainly true for this camera. It's 4K, 1080, broadcasting today at 720. Logitech on the Logitech simply provide well-built, well-designed kit. And talking of which, I'm just going to go over here if I can find something, and hopefully I can. Yes, I found it. Okay. I'm going to take myself off camera. I'm going to hide that video, switch this camera on, okay, and go picture in picture. That way around. Okay, sorry for all the set changes, but it makes life a lot easier going forward if we switch the theme and apply. So I'm shrunk. You can still hear me. I've got a comment come in from Guy. Before you install the new Logitech Capture, you must uninstall. Right, okay. And Guy is installing Logitech Capture as we're live. He's given helpful comments. I can't quite read them totally. Okay, and he's talking about the Logitech webcam software. Okay, that's fine. Okay, there's a button to uninstall. Okay, thank you for the heads up, Guy. That's quite amazing and very helpful. And Guy is a good friend, and he's being helpful today. Helpful comments. That's what we love. Right. Okay. Down the carousel at the moment is this. This is, and I'm just going to go over here. This is, and I'll hold it up to camera. This is the Logitech C920. Okay, it's down the carousel at the moment. This is the camera that most people are starting live broadcasting by. Okay, this is the first camera people buy. Now, this is the C920, which is the predecessor of the C920X, but in appearance and style, they're the same. This is 1080p, 720p. P refers to the pixels, the number of pixels that are actually in the image that you're seeing now. Now, the image you're seeing now is 720 pixels. Okay, I just need to make an adjustment. Lens, you have also built into Logitech C920X a microphone. So this is external. It's got a USB-A connector. You plug it into your PC or Mac, and your PC or Mac will recognize it straight away. Why? Because millions of these cameras have been sold. In a survey that I did in the Be.Live streamers community on Facebook, 80% of people were using the C920 or the 920X. It is everybody's go-to camera. This is the first camera people buy. $69, just over $69 for this camera is a bargain, because you're not only getting 1080p and 720, you're also getting, as I said, the microphone. And the microphone in the 920 is better than the microphone in your PC or Mac. So you're getting, first of all, better video quality. And the second thing you're getting is you get an external microphone. So this is an external microphone and camera all in one. Okay, and I'm going to move my iPad. It gets moved several times during the broadcast, but it does mean that I have more space to play with. Now, normally this camera, okay, I'm going to try and do it. I'm the world's worst at demonstrations, but I am improving. Okay, normally the camera is like that. I'm going to turn it so you can actually see it. Okay, and it goes on like that. It goes on to the top of your laptop or PC monitor or external monitor. Now, I put my cameras on the external monitor. It's the safest place for them to be. They're out of reach. I can't knock them over, and they're not going to fall on the floor like my mouse did the other day. So most people actually position this camera on the top of the monitor. You can sort of change the angle there to get a better grip, and you can get the camera, and you want the camera looking at you. Okay, so it goes on top of the camera. Imagine that's the monitor. It goes on top of the camera, like, sorry, goes on top of the monitor like that. But if you don't want to put it on top of your monitor, you can get a tripod stand, and then you can attach this tripod stand just by screwing it into there, and you can then stand it up on a tripod. Now, the benefit of having this on a tripod is that you can move the tripod anywhere about the area. Okay, the camera is not fixed. The camera that's on top of my monitor now, which is the Brio, which we talked about earlier, is fixed. Okay, if you put this on a tripod, you can actually move it about. Okay, now I will show you my choice of tripod in February. I've decided on what I'm going to get, and I'll show you it, and I'll show you this camera actually working on a tripod in February. There are other things to look forward to in February, a lot to look forward to. It could well be somebody's birthday, but we're not going to talk about that. So that's the C920, C920X is the camera that most people buy. I just want to catch up with the comments. Thank you for making comments whilst I'm live. And Guy said, I have to restart the computer to complete the install. Back soon, I hope. Well, yeah, I mean, basically, with most software these days, they do actually go into the OS behind the OS, and you've got to restart them so that they can get access to. When you restart, what happens once only is that the software finishes its installation before the computer switches on. Okay. That's why you sometimes have to restart your machine, because in order for the software to complete, yeah, it has to be done at the start of your computer. So you can attach this, and this does not come easily, because it shouldn't. Okay, it's very, very, oh, yeah. Okay, I got it there anyway. So either it goes on top of your monitor, or it goes on a tripod stand, and my tripod stand will be here in February. I'll be able to show you then. I've had, don't know whether I mentioned this, I've had this particular camera for 6 years. The only reason that I don't use, well, it works, I can plug it into my computer in the office upstairs. It still works, there's no problem with that. So durability for a camera to last 6 years, I think that's testament to the quality of Logitech's actual build. Yeah, you just plug it in, it plays. Now, because the vast majority of broadcasters actually use the C920 to broadcast in 720p and 1080p, this is just sold and sold and sold, and it's quite probably the most popular camera that live broadcasters use. And that's anybody who started live broadcasting in the last 6 years. I mean, we all began 6 years ago with Blab, and then we went through a series of different systems. I today am on Be.Live, and it's just ideal. It's ideal for live broadcasts. It's ideal for FaceTime. It's ideal for Zoom. This is a great camera for Zoom, okay? And it's also a great camera to start your broadcasting life with. 720, 1080p, integrated microphone, desktop or stand. That's it. Okay, and this one's not working because it's not plugged in. Okay, so I'm going to come back. So we now have 2 live demonstrations. I will try again. We now have 2 live demonstrations. Guy Cook, my good friend, is actually installing Logitech Capture at the moment onto his PC. He went to the logitech.com site, downloaded the software, installed it. He then was asked to remove other Logitech software, which he did. And the next thing he was asked was to actually reboot. Okay. And he's rebooting now, and hopefully we'll be back shortly. I'm looking for the next comment to come through on Amazon Live. Okay. If you're watching me on Facebook and YouTube, then thank you. If you're watching me on Amazon, extra big thank you. Just going to go side by side at the moment. Okay, so this is my on that here. Here, that's my demonstration area, which basically I've got a second camera, which is actually pointed down at the demonstration area. When I get my tripod stand in February, then the camera will be positioned in front rather than at the side. Okay, at the moment, the camera that's doing this is actually up on the monitor alongside the Brio. So I'm working on that. Okay, so let's move the Brio, Logitech C920 out of the way, out of vision, so I can put it safely up there. I know it's there. I know it's not going to fall. Okay, so let's come back. Now, in order to go live on Amazon Live, I had to get, okay, and software installed. There are 5 slides about new features. Thanks. After seeing those 5 slides, an update is ready to be installed. Okay, so absolutely brilliant. So Guy is doing a live install of Logitech Capture, and you're getting a step-by-step guide in the comments today. So thank you so much, Guy, for actually doing that. And as I say, Logitech Capture software, C920, 922, 925, 930, one Marco knows about, and the Brio, which is up above me, and I'm looking at the camera now. Okay, I told you occasionally I wasn't going to look at the camera. And it's bound to happen because it is a learned skill rather than a natural skill. Okay, let's go back in the carousel. And this time I'm going to the front end of the carousel, and I'm going to tell you about the OBSBot. Okay, now I've had the Logitech Brio, which we've been talking about for 18 months, and a week ago I saw this camera and I thought, this camera has potential. And this camera that I'm talking about is the one that's giving us this picture now. This is the OBSBot, OBS bot. It's down in the carousel at the moment. It's $199. And it's quite simply the best. The functions in this camera blow me away. I'm going to show them to you in order. First of all, with the Logitech cameras and other cameras, they are fixed field of view and you can't move them. You'd have to physically move the camera. With the OBSBot, what I can do is this. I do apologize profusely for this, but I can switch to me. Okay, so I press one button and I was able to go from my preset location of the desktop to me. Okay, now I'm going to put that full screen now. Okay, so I switch cameras. Okay, I still got one microphone, so I've got 2 cameras and 1 microphone. OBSBot basically is a PTZ camera, pan, tilt, and zoom. It can pan, wide pan, wider than Logitech Brio, the C920. I'll show you how it can pan in a moment. But it is a 720 and 1080p camera. It's just amazing. I mean, this was crowdfunded on Indiegogo in 2021. And the crowdfunding was oversubscribed. And they released the OBSBot PTZ camera to the world. And basically, it's just selling because of what it can do. This is a move away from the fixed angle camera. Okay, so I can go from, I'm going to labor the point because to me this is just so flexible. I can have 3 presets. I can go to preset 1. Hang on. This is not going to work, is it? Just a minute. Okay, I'm back. I can go to preset 1. Okay, and just a minute. Always the demonstration goes wrong. So that's my first preset, which is the desktop. I can then go to my second preset, which is me, and this is the OBSBot camera. Again, it's on top of the monitor. And what I need to do is I just need an extra piece of software that comes with the OBSBot, and I'm going to switch modes. Just bear with me a moment while I show you exactly what's going on. And this is the second. I can have, for no reason other than it's available, I can have another preset location. The other preset location is on the far side, and you've got a picture of Avebury Stone Circle, which was built around the same time as Stonehenge, and you've got my Under Armour rucksack, which is not in the carousel, and then I can come back to me. Okay, so it's got the ability to switch from one side of the room to the other and then come back to the center, and all I'm doing each time is to click a button. Okay, now if this works, it'll be good. Okay, this is my party trick. This to me is what, because you notice now that when I move, the camera is moving. Okay, so the camera is moving as I move. Then we center up, and I can go back to my original location. Okay, centered. But this is why I think that the OBSBot is the camera of the future. It is pan, tilt, and zoom, but it's got inbuilt artificial intelligence AI, which means that it can actually track you. So if I stand up now, and I'm going to do this carefully, okay? I don't want to fall over. This is the OBSBot camera, and as you can see, it's actually tracking me as I move. Now this means, just a minute. Okay, I just wanted the green screen at the top. Okay, that's better. Get the framing right. So as I move, I can actually move the camera. The camera follows me around the room automatically. So just like this. Okay, small demonstration. But there is an important point to this, and this is basically information for everybody who actually presents live on stage or on live video. If you see a meeting, if you're in a meeting and somebody's speaking, this is a real world meeting, not a Zoom meeting, then the person who's speaking will stand up. Because when you stand up, you've got more energy. You simply have more energy than when you're sat down. You can do a decent presentation sat down, but stood up, you can have more energy. And the other day, this is my Microsoft Arc mouse. It's called the Arc mouse because it's an Arc. Now, I was doing this live show on Tuesday morning, and I accidentally bumped the desk. The mouse fell on the floor in bits. The batteries came out of the mouse, rolled under the desk, and I was live. What do you do? What do you do when you're live and the mouse has fallen to bits and it's on the floor and the batteries are everywhere? You carry on broadcasting. And there is a blooper video on my profile on Facebook, which 3 minutes, 30 seconds of me battling with the mouse, getting the mouse off the floor, finding the batteries, pulling the batteries back in the mouse the wrong way around, and then finally putting the batteries back in the mouse the right way around, and the mouse working again. The thing I love about this mouse, apart from the fact that it does fall on the floor, is to switch it off. I just go like that. Okay, and this mouse is now off and transportable, and to switch it back on, I just go like that, and it's back being an Arc mouse. This is a Microsoft product, Microsoft Arc mouse. It's down in the carousel. You can take a look at it. I love it. I love the style. I'm always into not just the functionality of the product, but how it looks, the style. Now, the thing that you've noticed, I'm going to put my mouse back because I don't want it to fall on the floor again. The thing you've noticed, because I'm stood up presenting, is that there is more energy and my voice is stronger. Okay, I haven't moved the microphone, but hopefully my voice is actually carrying to the microphone. This is the OBSBot. This is, to me, this is the sort of camera that we're buying in 2022 in increasing numbers. And that's because, okay, I'm going to sit down slowly, okay, and what's going to happen now, when I sit down, is that the camera is going to lose me until I press this one button. Okay, and just find the button and press it, and just a second. Okay, and I'm back. It could have been a bit sweeter than that. Okay, but that's basically the OBSpot, which is down the carousel, $199. It's an amazing piece of kit. It's because it was crowdfunded. You know, it got off to a good start. Now, in terms of the OBSpot, just let me go over here and get hold of my iPad. In terms of the OBSpot, Tiny, then basically there's a new OBSpot out, which I will get later this year, which is the OBSpot 4K, which has 4K resolution on the camera, which I think is the next logical step forward. And that's the PTZ camera. It's as simple as that and as powerful as that. So it can. Let's just summarize before I switch back to the Brio, and I'll tell you why. It's the camera so I can have my presentation desktop. It's the camera so that I can appear on screen. It's the camera so I can take you to Avebury and show you my rucksack. I'm going to be honest here. I was looking for a third location for the camera and I can't find one yet. I will do, but that's where we are at the moment. Catching up with Guy, and software installed, and right, okay. I see many great features. I have the C510 camera, brilliant. By logging in, you can unlock more customization options such as fonts, filters, and text styles. You can also create and backup setting to your profile in the cloud. So that's it. I mean, this is a free service, which Guy has described beautifully there. This is a free service from Logitech. If you've got any Logitech camera, then the service to do that is free. So we looked at the OBSpot camera, and I'm going to come back to my main camera. Okay, so I'm back to me now, and this is the Logitech Brio, and this has been my main camera for 18 years. So I'm using the OBSpot as a second camera, which is absolutely brilliant. I'm using the Logitech Brio as my main camera. I want to say thank you to Guy for giving us a step-by-step guide to downloading and installing the Logitech Capture software. Guy is gone. Whilst we've been live, Guy Cook has downloaded Logitech Capture from the Logitech.com site, installed it on his PC. He's got a Logitech C510 camera, and I said it works with all Logitech cameras. After installing, he had to reboot his machine. Having rebooted his machine, he's now got the option to register to get more features. And basically, the reason for registering a camera is you're actually the warranty. Okay, so it's natural to go to Logitech.com site, register your camera. Yeah, and once you've done that, you're actually then a member of the Logitech.com site, and you can download the software and send feedback. Okay, so congratulations, Guy, and thank you for doing the Logitech Capture software onto your PC, no, sorry, Unix machine, whilst we were actually live, or your PC machine, I'm not sure which. Okay, so let's go back in the carousel, and I'm just going to go along. So we've done the PTZ, we've done the Logitech Brio, and I'm now going to go on to next item in my carousel is the Fovitech reversible green screen. Now you can see it behind me. Okay, in actual fact, if I go and I go here, you remember the software from earlier? Okay, you can actually see the green screen behind me now. Yeah, so that's the green screen, and I can go up and up, and I'm going to go back down again. So I'm using the software that Guy downloaded to actually adjust things. I'm leaving headroom at the top. green screen is an essential if you want to use background removal software. Historically, green screens have been used by photographers around the world to be able to do photo shoots. Then now, and have been, I've been using a green screen since January 2019 with Brigetti when we used to do a show together. But what I can do now, live on air, now I'm going to give you a warning before I do this. I'm just going to increase the size of me. Okay, and I'm going to sit down. All right, okay. That's not quite right. I wish I could just fine tune it just a little bit. Okay. No, I don't want that. I want to go. Okay. Right, we'll stay with that. And oh, wait a minute. Let's change. That's better. Okay, that will do nicely. I'm going to put some background software on, and I'm in the Be.Live studio. So I'm going to bring on. I'm going to change my background, and this is basically this is live. This should work, but this is what I'm going to tell you why you need a green screen. Well, why we all need a green screen. I just need a particular image. I'm going for it now. And I use green screens in a lot of my broadcasts, basically because just like music can change the mood of a broadcast. In a second. Whew. That was close. Okay, I'm back. Green screen means that I just need to click one thing here. A green screen behind you means that you can now see 10 fingers. Okay. So that's why you need a green screen, to get a clear image. Okay. If you don't have a green screen, then you will get a white line around there, and there's a slight one here. The other thing that you get is it's just about quality. It's the quality of the image on live video. Okay, and I'm going to take that background off again and come back to me, because I realized that I'm doing so many things in a momentarily. Okay, so I'm back on screen. That's the beauty of a green screen. It allows you to have different backdrops. Now, in the show next Tuesday, or possibly tomorrow, I'll be talking all about backdrops. Okay, so if you're interested in green screen and backdrops, join me next Tuesday at 9 a.m. Eastern, and I will talk all about backdrops. I'll bring my favorite backdrop software, XSplit VCam, with me, and then you can see a virtual camera in use in my Be.Live studio. Okay, so that's the Phobitech. The other thing I want to talk about is all right, and there is a guy saying he sent me something by messenger. Thank you very much, Guy. The golden rule that I have, I'm just going to go off solo, and I'm going to put this one as the main camera. Okay. The golden rule that I have is that I'm just on Be.Live, broadcasting to Amazon Live. I don't look anywhere. Okay. My concentration is totally on the live broadcast. Okay. This is the OBS camera, by the way. My concentration is totally on the live broadcast. So don't look at Messenger. Yeah. If reason where to reach me is in my Be.Live is via Facebook at the moment. I'm looking forward to the day when the Amazon comments are actually integrated, and I can actually show guys' comments on screen in addition to actually reading them out. Okay, the next thing I'm going to talk about is down in the carousel It's a TP-Link Deco, which is a Wi-Fi hub. Today it's 13% off, and it's $129.99. Right, now I'm broadcasting to you today on Wi-Fi. Okay, I cannot have a wired system in the property I'm in. These are stone-built walls, and to actually lay Cat7 cable throughout the building would be, well, intrusive, expensive, and it would ruin things. So we are looking for a Wi-Fi system. We have this situation. I mean, we watch Amazon Prime videos, and we had the old Wi-Fi you plug into the power socket, okay, and that takes the Wi-Fi around the building. So the power plug thingy, what's it? And we would watch a video on Amazon Prime, and it would be a 90-minute video. And because of the whirring and the buffering, it would take us 2 hours to actually watch a film, a 90-minute film. And then the whole network just died. It stopped working. So that's when we looked for a new network, and we decided on the TP-Link Deco. And TP-Link Deco is so easy to set up, and it works. It works really well. It's one of the top sellers. And it has, well, I'm not seeing how many reviews it has, but I know it's got a lot of good reviews, and it's got my good review, which I'm going to give you now. Basically, you get the 3 units, and as you see them down in the carousel, you connect by cable the first unit to your router. Okay, it's a bit disconcerting when the set moves when you're just swiveling. Okay, all right. You connect your router to the first TP-Link Deco unit. You download the app on your Android or iPhone, and you set it up using the app. It takes a few minutes, literally. Okay. Having set one unit up, you then take a second unit, put it elsewhere in the property, switch it on, and it pairs with the first unit. Well, it just does it. It just pairs with the first unit. And then you take the third unit, put that somewhere else in the property, and the third connects to the second, connects to the first. The 3 are then tied together, and the first one is connected to your router. You can control everything from the app on your mobile phone. It's so simple to install. Anyway, punchline of this is that once we'd installed the TP-Link Deco, we watched a 90-minute film on Amazon Prime, and it lasted 90 minutes. The buffering gone completely, no buffering of the signal at all, and we've not had any problem using the TP-Link Deco. Angelica, my partner Angelica, is a German teacher, and she teaches on Whereby and Zoom, in fact most products, and she teaches people around the world how to speak German, including me. So Angelica can actually be broadcasting in terms of being a one-to-one lesson, and I can be broadcasting live on Amazon Live, on Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch, and it just works. Yeah, this is a quality product. Now, my good friend, I've got one or two. My good friend Peter Stewart was looking for a solution. His office is in his garage, which was an extension to the property. And he moved into the garage for a home office. But the problem was the internet signal wasn't any good. And he asked his partner Sheila and said, I think I should lay a Cat7 cable. And they had a discussion, the end result of which was that Peter came to us the following day and said, can anybody recommend a solution for Wi-Fi? And I said, yeah, TP-Link Deco. Peter ordered TP-Link Deco the same day. It arrived, because this is Amazon, it arrived the following day, and he installed it within half an hour. And he said, and I quote, the TP-Link Deco is his best buy of 2021. And he's still saying that. So I know it works. My friends know it works. My friends have given recommendations for it. If you're looking for a Wi-Fi system, if your We can't control the signal that comes into our property, but we can control how it's distributed throughout the property. That's why the TP-Link Deco is a sturdy, stable product that simply works out of the box, takes 30 minutes to set up. And for me and for Peter, our Wi-Fi problems were totally solved. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to come back to me now. Okay, this may or may not work. Okay, so I'm switching between the Logitech Brio and the OBSBot camera, which are both down in the carousel. Thank you for watching me live on Amazon Live. It's brilliant that you're here. If you've got any questions, if you want to know about Logitech Capture, please do read Guy's comments. He's given a running commentary. Guy's been installing Logitech Capture software, which works within a Logitech camera. Guy's been given step-by-step instructions. He downloaded it, he installed it, he rebooted, he's configured it, he sent me photos on Messenger, which I'll show in the next broadcast. But thank you, Guy. And that's how you set up Logitech Capture, is actually, if you read through the comments. And thank you for watching me on Amazon Live. Okay, next what we're going to do is this. Not that. What I want to do is this. Just a minute. What I want to do is this. Okay, my iPad is down in the carousel. I may come on to talk about it, but it is the most amazing device. I used to be totally Windows only, but I couldn't. This iPad is just an incredible product. It is so fast, so versatile. There is so much software for it. Yeah, I had to buy an iPad to actually broadcast on Amazon Live. I'm glad I did. I've got many other uses. It has, in fact, replaced my Android tablet, which is saying something because I've been Android since Android started. Okay, so next, this is where we're going to go. Okay, so we've done, well, basically what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go down to the carousel. Okay, because I'm going to change tack slightly. We've talked about cameras, we've talked about OBS bot, we've talked about the Brio, we've talked about the 920. The next thing I want to talk about is down the carousel. I just need to find it. Okay, all right, okay. I just want to show you this. Okay, and I'm going to go over here. I'm going to move that hard drive out of the way. This is quite possibly the most cost-effective piece of kit I have bought this year. This is, and it's down the carousel now, it's $16.99, and it's an Anchor 4-way USB adapter, and it's changed the way that I work. Basically, you unplug your camera from your PC or Mac. You then plug in this hub, this little unit Slim. It's called Slim. It's the Anchor Slim, and this unit, you plug it into your computer, and it then gives you 4 USB slots. This is old technology with a new use. Okay, this Anchor USB hub has been around for a long time, but now it has got a new life. Plugged into this very unit are the 2 cameras that you're seeing now. Okay, so this is the piece of kit that allowed me to plug 2 cameras into my PC. Simple, straightforward to do. Unplug from the computer and then plug your 2 cameras in. Your PC or Mac will actually see the camera straight away. Both are accessible. You can switch between one camera and another, or because I'm on Be.Live today, I can have 2 cameras on screen at the same time. Okay, so this is my piece of kit of the day, and it is $16.99. I've also got plugged into it a 2 terabyte Toshiba hard drive and a DVD player plugged in, which is over there. So into that one unit there, I have got plugged in a 2 terabyte hard drive for backup, which you should all do, and a DVD player. Okay, all readily accessible through that anchor, put the name on screen again, just over there, through that anchor USB hub. Click the link in the carousel to actually be taken direct to the product. Okay. Now, obviously, you'll find down in the carousel, not surprisingly, come back to me. If you scroll the carousel, you will see the anchor, of course. Okay. You'll also see my 2 TB hard drive Toshiba and my DVD drive, all in the carousel. Now, the thing about the carousel is if you click an item in the carousel, you will get the price that's shown in the carousel and you'll be taken off to the Amazon.com page. Okay. Now, I'm going to go side by side for a moment. When I talk about the carousel, I'm going to hide that. Okay, when I talk about the carousel, this is what I'm talking about. Okay, and I just want to make one change. I was taking a breather for a minute. I need a breather, so forgive me for a second. We're just going to take a breather, and I'm going to make a couple of changes, and I'm going to put this on screen. Okay. If you're watching me live on Facebook and YouTube and possibly LinkedIn, when I talk about the carousel, this is the carousel next to me. If you're watching an Amazon Live and the link is up above to join me on Amazon Live, then you will see the carousel down below. Now, the thing is that once you're on Amazon, you can actually scroll the carousel. While I'm talking about one product, you can be checking out another. And when you select the photograph, it will take you to the Amazon page for that product. Okay, you may see this video on the page if you did. Okay, so Amazon Live broadcasters do get, in many circumstances, their live videos shown on the Amazon product pages, and this is just the magic and the blessing of Amazon.com. I'm broadcasting on Be.Live, which means I can have 2 cameras on screen at the same time with no hassle. I just plug them into the USB port, they're seen by my Be.Live system, and I can broadcast with 2 cameras. Okay. I can also play YouTube video, which is that one. If you are watching me, okay, thank you. But if you unmute to listen, then you'll be able to hear my stories. Okay. And that's basically, okay. The show is, I need to practice this. The show is lights, camera, action. Okay. With the emphasis on cameras and action and lights. And I'm live from England. So I have the good fortune to be a Brit broadcasting on Amazon.com. I cannot tell you how proud and pleased I am to actually have your company today and for you to spend time with me as I talk about lights, camera, and action. Okay, now that's the background. I mean, I've been broadcasting now for 6 years. I've been broadcasting now for 5 years on Be.Live, and I'm just going to hide that. I'm going to bring my camera back if I can find it. Okay, so I've got my camera back. I'm going to go picture in picture again because I want to show you something else. If you've got any questions about anything, then please do ask. Just give me a second. Classic. No, that one. And I can now go picture in picture. Okay. So Anchor. Don't forget Anchor, my bargain of the year. Okay. I also didn't say that I actually live close to, if I come over here, I actually live close. If you want to know where I am, I live 25 minutes away from Stonehenge. Okay. And we're very fortunate to go there 3 or 4 times a year. So that's where I am, near to Stonehenge. No, I'm not that old. Okay. Right, Stonehenge, wonderful place to visit, and it should be on your bucket list. Okay, so down in the carousel, if I pick up my iPad again, I've got comments coming in from Guy, and it said, good morning. Oh, good morning. Morning, Tommy. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. And Tommy is saying, Stephen from Michigan, hello. Totally enjoy your stream this morning, and wondered what monitor you use for the show. I don't talk about monitors very often. I suppose I should. Down in the carousel, and thank you for asking, Tommy. Very good of you. I've obviously got I've got the Microsoft Surface Book 2 in my unit, but down in the carousel, I hope down in the carousel is the monitor I use. And basically, because it's a laptop, this here, that's a laptop. It's very small. So I got a BenQ monitor, which is now down in the carousel. And the BenQ monitor, 27-inch, it has the most gorgeous colors. And it's just, it would work. I've got it 1920 by 1080 at the moment, but it would work at 3840. This is a monitor for CAD designers. Yeah, so you've got fantastic resolution, and that's what I use. Is the BenQ monitor. It's 10% off today. It's 189.99. So 209.99. I can't show you a photograph, but I suppose I will do. I will show you a photograph of it at some point. Not necessarily during this broadcast, but I'll carry on photographing. I'm on a mission to photograph everything that I actually show live. But thank you for the question, Tommy. And the answer is the BenQ monitor that's down the carousel. It's a cracking monitor. What you want from a monitor is clarity. It's got that definition. 3840 is very high definition, and reliability. And it's got a sleep mode and power on, and you can do all sorts of wonderful things with it. But for me, this is a first-class monitor, and I've had it now for 15 months, and it simply worked out of the box, plugged it in, and it's plugged in. It's plugged in directly to the PC. Okay. It's got an HDMI to USB-C cable, I think, is involved in there somewhere. I know it took me a little while to figure it out. I'll remember how I did it, and then I'll tell you how I did it. Okay. Right, back to me again. Okay, so I spoke a moment ago, earlier, about being confident on camera. Okay, and if I go to here, right, the more confident you are on, that's better. Okay, that's more comfortable. The more confident you are on camera, then the better presentation you give, and especially if you look at the camera, that helps. The more confident you are on camera, then the better the presentation comes across. Now, I'm just fortunate that before I came to Amazon Live, I'd been broadcasting live over 2,000 times live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch, my website. So I came into this with the broadcasting skills, for which I'm very grateful. And I learn something new every day. I don't think we ever get to the stage where there isn't something that we can actually learn. But when we learn, a lot of us are self-taught. Yeah, we teach ourselves. We learn by testing things. Okay, I've got a question for you. When's the last time you read a manual? You buy a product of Amazon, you get the packaging, you get the box. Okay, I'm not going to. You get the box, you open the box, you take it out. What do? You use it straight away. Okay, and then if you've got a problem, you go to the manual, but nobody reads the manual. But we can learn a lot from people who've done what we're doing before. And the book that's down in the carousel at the moment is by my good friend Lottie Hearn, and it's the reason it's in the carousel. This is the book that I turn to when I need a refresher, when I need a boost, when I need support. I go to Lottie's book. Lottie started as a children's entertainer on Hong Kong television in 1992. I know she doesn't mind me saying that. And then wrote this book after 25 years in the live video business, live television business, wrote this book, and this is my go-to book. So Lottie's a good friend. She lives in Ireland. She and I broadcast with friends 3 or 4 times a year. We're due to have a get together soon, and you'll be able to see Lottie live. If you search for Lottie Hearn on Facebook, you'll find her. Her book's down in the carousel. I'm hoping at some point this year to actually interview Lottie about the book, and that will most definitely go out on Amazon Live. So look out for an interview with Lottie, Stephen with Lottie, which will be coming to an Amazon live screen near you this year. Okay, as soon as I've got a date, I'll actually say. Okay, going back to the beginning again. Okay, so thank you for watching an Amazon Live. It's absolutely brilliant that you're taking the time to actually be with me today. And I do appreciate that the time you're actually spending. And what I'm going to do next, we've looked at the Osmo camera. Logitech Brio you're watching now. We looked at the green screen behind me. We've looked at TP-Link Deco, which is the best Wi-Fi system there's ever been. And I'm going to go to, we've done the Anchor 4-port thing. I'm not doing mobile today, but I will do, okay, should I do that or that? Or that, all right, okay. I'll do microphones. Okay, if you've got any questions about anything in the carousel, please do ask, please. Okay, now when it comes to microphones, microphones are an important part of live broadcasting. Cameras, obviously, because visually you've got to look, well, you've got to attract attention visually, okay, which means you've got to look in the camera and you've got to look like you know what you're talking about, which I hopefully do most of the time. You've got to be friendly and approachable. The other thing that counts when you're live broadcasting is your voice. And it's the quality of your voice. Now, I've no doubt that some of you will be listening to me, but actually on another web page. And I'm fine with that. I do exactly the same. But this is the reason why sound is as important as video. Because a natural thing to do is to listen to something whilst doing something else. We multitask. Even men multitask. Men go listen to a live video, like you're listening to this one now, and thank you. And if you click carousel, you take to another page. Yeah. Okay. Now, just a note before I carry on. If you do click link in the carousel, you get the price that's in the carousel, and I get a small commission. Okay, that's the way the system works. That's why Brit's broadcasting on Amazon Live, because it's the best place to be. And it's the best place to be. So the sound is important, and you need a good quality microphone. Now, any of the Blue series, the Blue Yeti, Blue's the manufacturer, any of the Blue series, Blue Yeti, Blue Snowball. Well, I was listening to a podcast by my good friend Mike, and I loved the microphone. I loved the richness of the sound. I loved it, just sounded liquid gold. It just was an amazing sound. I thought I would love to have that microphone. So I messaged Mike Phillips and I said, excuse me, Mike, which microphone are you using? And he said, I'm using the Audio Technica AT2020, and here's the Amazon link. That's what most people do. They give you the Amazon link. So I clicked the Amazon link and I switched over to the UK. I bought the microphone. Here it is. Okay, so this is, I'm going to move the iPad again. Okay, so the iPad's out of the way. This is, I'm hoping to get this in shot. Okay, I don't want to spoil things. This is the Audio Technica AT2020, which is down in the carousel. It's lightweight. It's got gain controls. It has a audio link at the back for plugging in headphones, and you're listening to the quality of this microphone. Now, I am gently, after my adventures earlier this week, going to put this back so it's safely back on the desktop. If you can't hear me, just say it, but you should be able to hear me. That's why microphones are important, because you need to have a microphone that's going to not just get people's attention. It's not about getting people's attention. It's about retaining the attention, keeping it. Yeah. What you want to be able to do is, and this is whether you're on your website or whether you're on Facebook or on YouTube, Twitter or Twitch, you want to attract people and you want to keep people there. Now, I love the fact that we can now broadcast to our website. So I'm going to do a show about it next week, part of my show, how to broadcast to your website. And the sound there is crucial, because if you're getting people on your website, you don't want them to go away. You want them to stay on the website. You want them to look at your blogs, read your blogs while they're listening to you. You want them to visit the shop. You want them to visit your Amazon shop. Okay. Sound is so important in a live broadcast. And that's why I am using, and you've been listening to, the Audio Technica AT2020. And I'm going to show you now, down the carousel. I can't physically show you, is my next microphone. This microphone is the Elgato Wave 3, and it will be arriving via Amazon by next week. I'm buying this microphone. It's basically, it has with it an audio mixer, which means that not only does it have the microphone, it has the ability to actually mix sounds whilst you're live. And I can bring this ability into my broadcasting studio. And that to me is golden. And I will explain all when I can demonstrate it to you next week. Right, okay. Now, I do want to thank Guy for his help today and installing the Logitech Capture software. To everybody who's watched me today, thank you. I do enjoy your company. And just to go over here, I'll go here. Okay, just a minute. I can do it subtly. I can be subtle. Okay, and I'm going to do that. Do that. You're watching, not Stephen. Just a minute. That's wrong. How to end the show? Not. Okay. All right. You're watching Stephen live from Wiltshire in England. It's been my pleasure today to show you the products that are down in my carousel. If you want, just click the carousel and you'll be taken off to the page. You'll pay the price that's showing the carousel whilst I'm live. I'm actually going to end today's broadcast. I will be back tomorrow, though, with a bonus broadcast. I'm back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, and I look forward to seeing you then. If not, I'm live Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern, on Amazon Live. And just thank you for today. Enjoy the rest of your day. Let's have a good one, and I'll see you all later. Bye. And that is most definitely